Hey guys, we're going to try section E, see what I can get pulled off here. It's pretty long, so I might break it up into a couple videos. We'll see how this goes. It's the equation of a line. And what I mean by a line is a straight line. An equation of a line is a rule that connects x and y. So go back to basic graphing. There's my coordinates. It's literally a line, okay? And it makes a connection between my x values and my y values. The first one that they're calling the gradient intercept form, some of you may have heard it before, but it's called y equals mx plus b. That's what you might have seen it before. That's typically what we use it as in Math 10. They're using it as mx plus c. Now, the interesting part with the name, gradient intercept, b represents the y-intercept, and m is my slope, or gradient. So if you think about it, it's pretty basic and not very creative name, but if I know my slope of the line, which is my rise and run, and where it crosses the y-axis, my y-intercept, I can write that equation. Another way is what's called the general form. And actually, in this case, this general form in Math 10 is called the standard form, but we won't get into that right now. And in this case, we have ax plus by equals c, and there's no special connections, not right yet. I don't know the slope, I don't know the y-intercept just from that, but we will look into ways to make connections. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get into different ways to figure out what the equation is. Starting with the bottom part, which you may not be able to see very well. But right here, I'm going to increase this. So we know this is the slope of a line. I should do this way. I got to mix this up. So we have y1 minus y2, or x1 minus x2. I know I didn't write it as y2 minus y1. So if I know the slope and a point, and we'll call that point x2, y2. I can sub those values in, and we're also going to call them a and b. I sub this information that I know in, and I get y, and I drop the 1 and the 1. I have y minus a over x minus b equals the slope. Rearrange a bit, and I get y minus a equals m x minus b. A little bit of algebra, and I can make it look like this or this, depending on my mood. Okay, or what the question's actually asking. Now, how do we do that? The gradient intercept form, what we want to write in this particular question, it says the gradient intercept form, the equation of the line has a gradient of 5 and passes through -1 and 3. So I take my information that I have, I'm going to use y minus b equals m x minus a. And my goal, gradient intercept, I want it to be y equals mx plus b. There's a, there's b, there's m. So y minus 3 equals 5, x minus -1, which is 5, x plus 1, y minus 3. Algebra, get rid of the brackets, so I got y minus 3 equals 5x plus 5. Add 3 to both sides, y equals 5x plus 8. Now I'm in y equals mx plus b. This becomes a great little tool to have. As long as I have the slope and a point, I can use that. Actually, in Math 10, we use that a lot. It's called the slope point form. Now, next, in general form. So now we've got to take the equation end goal is ax plus by equals c. That reminds me, I overlooked a couple rules earlier. This has to be a positive integer. No, yes, this has to be a positive integer. That's A. B and C have to be integers. They don't have to be they can be negative as well. No fractions, no decimals. So we want to make an equation that looks like that. Quick way, we've got m equals 3 over 4. AB is 5, negative 2. Sub in what we know into that formula from before, and we get y minus negative 2 equals 3 over 4, x minus 5. Here we go. Y plus 2. Now I'm 3 over 4, x minus 5. Now what I do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. Because that's going to cancel those 4's out. So now I have 4 times y and 4 times 2. And on this side you get 3 times x and 3 times negative 5. You can do this whatever way. It has to be ax plus by equals c. I'm going to subtract 4y from both sides. So I have 8 equals 3x minus 4y minus 15. Now I'm going to add 15 to both sides. So I get 23 equals 3x minus 4y. That's a really crazy 4. Now, everybody's going, ooh, it's not ax plus by. I just got to move this over here. 3x minus 4y equals 23. We're now in ax plus by equals c form. So we're in the general form. And I think that's all I want to get done in this first video because there's so much. Find the gradient intercept form, the equation of a line which passes through this and this. Pretty straightforward. I am going to do this. We have A, 1 and 3, B, negative 2 and 5. So my slope is going to be 5 minus 3 over negative 2 minus 1, 2 over negative 3. So that's my slope. I sub that into the other form. I don't care which point you use. I can use A and get y minus 3 equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. Or I can use point B and get y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. Yes, I skipped a step instead of doing the minus and negative 2. Multiply both sides by 3. 3y minus 9 equals negative 2x plus 2. I'm doing this fairly quick. The algebra is there. Hopefully you guys can see it. Same thing here, multiply both sides by 3. 3y minus 15 and negative 2x minus 4. So in case you're not sure, times 3. Everything got multiplied by 3 times 3. I'm going to add 2x. So I get 2x plus 3y minus 9 equals 2. And some people are going, why are you doing that? Why do you do it differently than you did the other question? The reason why is because I'm trying to get x positive. Save me a step later on. So by bringing 2x over here, adding 2x, I'm making it positive 2x. Add 9, 2x plus 3y, so add 9 equals 11. 2x plus 3y equals 11. I did some work that I didn't need to do because I need gradient intercept form. Dang, I put it in general form. So let's go to general. This is general form. I messed up. So now I'm going to subtract the 2x back. I get 3y equals negative 2x plus 11. 3y equals negative 2x plus 11. To make it y equals, I get to divide everything by 3. Y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 11 over 3. Y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 11 over 3. Well, gradient intercept form, slope intercept form, whichever way you want to look at it, and general form. So that was general. And this is gradient intercept form. Sorry for the extra work. Algebra is there, and what's kind of cool is it didn't matter which point I subbed in, I still get the same equation. General form of a line quickly, we'll do that in a different video.